On behalf of the Wabash River Development and Beautification Corporation, better known as River Scape, I want to thank the City Council for this opportunity to both bring you up to date on some of the things we've been doing and present some of the problems that we're having. When I was asked to lead this group some 5 years ago, the first thing I said at the first meeting was think big and everything's on the table. Well, what has happened in the last 5 years? Quite a bit, really. But among the things that have happened is that the city invested $50,000 in River Scape, as did the county. The City Council last June adopted the River Scape plan. Last March, the Indiana legislature, in a joint session of the House and Senate, unanimously voted to support River Scape. But most importantly, the public has bought in to what we're doing. The support for our project with the people on the street is unbelievable. I've been involved in a lot of things. I have never been involved in anything where there was such across-the-board support from the general public.
Especially residents in Dresser, a small community in West Terre Haute.
But I just want them to talk to us. You know, don't ignore us, act like we're not there, because we're not going away. Just talk to us, tell us what the plans for us are.
I think the public sees this as a significant opportunity, especially since the aging industrial corridor went away down along First Street. They see it as an opportunity to make something positive out of an area which is really pretty much run down. Our committee has always looked at this project as a three-legged stool. The first part of the stool was the land across the river. By late this spring, we will be able to announce publicly that we have acquired over 7,000 acres, paid for it with over $11 million in grants and gifts, and turned it over to the state for a state fish and wildlife center. We have Max Miller and Keith Rubel to thank for this. The second leg of the stool was when ISU President Dan Bradley and new ISU Foundation head Gene Kroom came to town. A delegation from our committee went to see him, showed him our plan, and asked them to consider it. At that time, ISU was considering going north and east with the expansion of its campus. After looking at our plan, discussing it with the members of their administration, and going to the board announced at homecoming of this year that ISU was dropping its plans to go north and east and now will cross 3rd Street down along the river. Just recently, ISU bought the old Pillsbury building, the Icon building, which along with 16 acres, and they're going to be buying up a lot more land in there. This is a win-win-win for everybody. A win for the city, a win for ISU, and a win for River Scape. This is huge. We now are 2/3 of the way home with our project. We have really only 184 acres to go, but this is a tough 184 acres. The third leg of the stool is the city side, and this presents a spatial challenge. Could I have some water, please? Do you have any water or anything to drink? This presents a spatial challenge. We wanted to go originally from the Prox Company all the way down to and including the paper mill. And this was our plan, 1.2 miles of frontage along First Street. Buy all that up, get control of it, clean it up, sell it off to developers. City would keep part of it for green space. We have a beautiful plan for that area. But that plan ran into a problem about 3 weeks ago when we found out that a very prominent local businessman was planning to buy the wet property, and work with the River Scape planners for the benefit of the city. He thought he had it bought, and it just didn't work out. Old National Bank down in Evansville simply pulled the rug out from under him and sold it to Joe Silicon. So we have lost control of that, and that is right in the heart of where we want it to be. I don't know what we can do about it, but we can't do anything about it in the immediate future. It's gone, and we're just going to have to deal with it. We cannot do this project on the city side of the river without the support of the mayor's office and the city council. We must have city government behind River Scape to make it a reality. We need for the city government to understand that it is extremely important for the future of Terre Haute. This is a transformational opportunity, an opportunity to take a giant leap forward for our community, both in quality of life and in economic development. It is imperative that the government get involved with River Scape and back it and put some money in the budget to help buy out the land up and down the river that we can't buy. It's simply no other way to do it. It's an investment in Terre Haute's future. It's just like a pharmaceutical company, which has a lot of things for sale, but they continue to spend millions of dollars on research. They're looking to the future. Terre Haute is not looking for the future. It's trying to keep all the fingers on the dike. My mouth's so dry I can't. Yeah. When you look at it from another standpoint, only the city with access to state and federal resources can properly handle this. A citizens committee cannot. Thank you. I'll say that one more time. Only the city with access to state and local resources can properly handle this. A citizens committee cannot. Only the city can exercise eminent domain when necessary. A citizens committee cannot. Only the city, with its city attorney and legal staff, can handle the complex legal problems sure to arise with such a transformational project. A citizens committee cannot. Only the city can handle the environmental problems coming from a project of this size, particularly in an area known to have environmental problems. A citizens committee cannot. Turning to the problem of the impending sewage lagoons proposed by Mayor Bennett, Terre Haute has had a reputation for years about the smell situation. It hasn't done us any good. The truth of the matter is that we pretty well whipped that. It's an undeserved reputation today. There are really only two odor emitters left. One is the local sewage plant, and the mayor and his administration is about to take care of that, and I commend him for that. The other is the tie plant, which has been there a long time. It's probably going to be there a long time. And while there's a smell, that odoriferous aroma also smells like jobs, taxes, and money.